Easy people. So I'm gonna. I don't know how to explain it. Well, I do know how to explain this, obviously, because I've been explaining stuff all the time. So this is about the step sequencer. Now, the thing with the title is weird because I should be able to put enough space to say step sequencer. You have two step sequencers on the Akai Force. You have the one here, which I'm just going to call the drum step sequencer because it's the one what does everything for the drums and blah, blah, blah by pressing that. And then you get all the drum stuff. But there's another step sequencer. And the way I'm going to call this is I'll call it the modulation step sequencer. That's what I'm calling it. I don't know if that's right or wrong, but the reason why I call it the modulation step sequence is because this is how you can change basically anything, and you can automate and you can fix things precisely. And I mean, you can fix things with absolute precision on here, as I'm going to kind of do a quick basic demonstration of how that works and how you can use this in the arranger. You can also use this in clips, but everybody's all obsessed and fascinated with the arranger, so that's why I'm going to show the arranger. Also, I want to shout out Fabian Hensler for jogging my mind into kind of stepping up with this over here. So, like, sometimes it's hard to see all this information up here. So what I'm doing is I'm doing like a larger screen version here so you can see the buttons and what buttons I'm pressing, but you get to see what's going on over here. All right, then. So let's make a tune. So we'll not make a tune. I'm just going to, again, do a quick arrangement of something. I've got, what's interesting is I built up a whole heap of like project ideas before the arranger come, so it's interesting to look through them because I can kind of say, yeah, it's all right, am I going to make something into that? Maybe I'm not, maybe I don't know. So anyway, what am I doing? Oh yeah, right, so I'm going to do a quick arrangement. Stop that. That's not what I want. I want that one. So I'm going to try something, actually, out of curiosity. I always press play here, but I'm going to press play here and see, because this is in record mode. So in theory, if I press here, this should record in. We'll see. Yeah, so that's good. So that's a good way of doing stuff. Okay. So there's an issue already, so I'm going to fix that issue. And like I always say, I like to do things in real time live, so I'm going to fix that issue by going to, let me go right to the, no. Oh, do you know what? I know how I'll fix it. Simply just get rid of that. All right then. So I'm going to record this arrangement, and then we're going to get into it. So I'll do that again. Shift record, and I'm pressing that. 3, 5. Do you know while I'm here, I'm going to change that click. I don't like that click. That's what I like. Check as well. I want to check that. Yeah, excellent. So what I did there, right, was I turned off the clip and I just played it live. But what I did also is I played it out of time, just slowly, so it went off time. And the reason why that will play back out of time is because I took the time strength off to 0. So it means it won't quantize. Even though I've got time correction on, it won't quantize, re-quantize that information, which is good for me because that's what I wanted it to do. and also it'll do some movement, and that's the kind of way of getting tempo changes. I mean, you have to kind of do it by ear, but I mean, it's a way of expressing something where something's quite electronic, and it's a way of getting it to be less electronic, I guess. So alright then, that'll do. Let's stop that. Yeah, well, that wasn't the best ending ever. Anyway, so I've got all my information here, which I can play back by pressing back to arrange, because I want to play the arranger. So I've got my stuff there, and I'm like, yeah, this is cool, and it's doing all its nice thing, and it'll do what I showed you now. Shall I fast forward it? No, let it play. So I've gone all slow. But I know when I press launch, it'll come back in time, exactly on time, because the launch is on 1 bar, which is there. So I've got my little tune, merry tune. Bit of trivia, not that you needed to know this, but those piano notes were played by a cat. Yes, an actual cat, a feline. No joke. They made a cat play on a piano, or a couple of cats. No, one cat played on piano, and somebody wrote an orchestral score to that, and it's on YouTube somewhere. So I jacked it because I thought it was cool. I've replayed it. It's slightly different. Anyway, you didn't need to know that, but I just told you anyway. So now I'm going, yeah, well, that's cool. But what I want to do is I want to leave space so that when it comes in, say, I don't know, comes in here, I want to play a little solo piano piece or something like that, just to put my own little groove on it. So there's a couple of ways you could do this, but I think this way is quite cool, because again, it's for anybody who's not really that good with hands-on, or they're just getting used to this machine, or they just like precision. They would like to know that when they do some kind of automation, it's exactly what they wanted to do, where and when. So I've done a loop here, which is great. I'm going to switch this back off of here now. The strength doesn't matter. None of this matters. This was my strength information here, and that was on the screen, but it's on the 9 and 12 knobs. So I'm going to press that again. So I'm back to here. Then the reason for that will come in handy soon. So I've got my loop brace on here, because this is the part what I'm going to be working on. So now I'm going to go to that other step sequencer by pressing menu and go to this step sequence over here. And that's great. So for anybody who may know from the MPC, this is the same thing. It functions the same way, but it has some more advantageousness to it. And I don't know if that's a word. It has advantages to how you can use it on here as opposed to an MPC. Let me go back a bit. So, because what I want to do is I want to filter out this little piano sound. I want it to filter out, but I want it to filter out gradually, nice and slow, so it can flow in. So what I'm going to do quickly is I'm just going to get a filter, add a filter to it, blam. The other thing what I'll do, just for nicing it up, is I'll add resonance. The resonance does a little kind of spiky peak, so it kind of does a bit more sweep. And also I'm going to add a little bit of overdrive, just so that like it pumps it up. So when it's filtering down, it'll still have a bit more. There'll be a bit more of the sound coming through. That's a way of saying it. All right, so I've got my filter on there. Now I could get this filter and I could go like this and have the track play in, and then come here and go like this. And I'm like, oh yeah. And it's all freestyle, but I don't know when did I do that. I'm having to do it all by ear and all that lot, but maybe I don't want to do it all by ear. So now that I've added that, I can go back here to the step sequencer and I can add this parameter now, which is going to be a new parameter, and it's going to be the air filter, which I've added. And I want to do the cutoff because that was the one what I was moving up and down, the cutoff. So I'm going to go to the cutoff frequency and voila. So now I've got the cutoff frequency. The only thing is the cutoff frequency will be in, well, it'll be in 0 position at the moment. Look at that. Look at that. Didn't even go to the right one, did I? Let me go back, let me make sure. I should have done the cutoff frequency. Do it again. Cutoff frequency, thank you. Don't know what I did there. I think it's because I knocked something anyway, it's this. The rest of it doesn't matter to me. So, right, that's great. So, I'm going, where's my music? Where is it playing? I don't understand what's going on. And the thing is, it's because what I pressed there and where I'm playing from and what this is seeing is bar 1. But I want to know, well, where's that information what I want to cut off? An easy way of doing it. And again, a great thing I've showed it in the new tutorial is that if you hold down buttons, it just shows you the state. It doesn't change anything. You can see a screen, and then as soon as you let go, you're back to the screen that you want to be on. So I'm going to hold that. The reason why is because I need the information of, well, where's this loop brace? Well, it's from 13 to 20. So now when I let go of that, I can go back here and I can go through the bars till I get to bar 13, and voila, I'm there. And I'm going from 13 to 20. So I want this to cut off. What I'll do so that straight away I'm in with it at full uncut off, basically at full frequency. So I'm going to turn this up, blam. I haven't even done these notes yet. I haven't added these notes, but when I do add these notes, they'll come in at this. And this is a thing. This is just an important thing for automation in general. I think right across all types of programs. Usually, unless it's stipulated, it'll always leave things in the last state until it resets. So, i.e., if you get a loop of something and you put on a pitch bend, and you don't reset the pitch bend by the end of whatever it is that's playing, it's going to keep in that state. So that's a quick tip. If you ever want to fix a pitch bend, say you've got something playing and you want the next note bar not to do that information, you want to reset the end one of whatever you're using. If that makes sense to you, that's just a rule in general. That isn't really to what I'm doing here, but I just thought I'd mention it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to add some information here to start off. So this bar, the first bar 13 is going to go do, right, and that's cool. I can do this in real time, but I'll do it in real time while I'm talking. Hopefully you'll be able to hear me talking over the music. So there, you probably saw that and you can see that. So then what I'm going to do here is I'm going to make this come down, and I want it to kind of be around, well, let's say I don't know what this is, so I'm gonna let it fade. So it's gonna fade like this. So that's coming in like that, and that's cool. Then it's gonna go, and I'm like, all right, cool. So if I go to the next bar, like I said, it leaves it in the last, which is brilliant. It leaves it in the last state of the end step. And then it'll just play on like that until I change it back. So I could say to myself, well, yeah, that's cool, but that filter was too like low. I'll speed this up again because it's getting a bit long. So what I know is that first bar is going to do like that, and then it's going to filter off. That's way too long to tell. I mean, that's way too quick. It's way too quick. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to clear that. Just this bar, blam. And I'm going to make this a gradual. Now, there's a couple of ways I could do this, and here's a quick one. Go to the preset, turn this preset, turn it to the one what I want, which is this. I'll turn all these on. Alright, press that. Now I'll do it again, whatever. He'll get there, like British Rail. Right, so that's cool, except that's too quick. So what I can do is I can turn this up so that this becomes even more gradual. So it's going to carry on playing, and then it's going to gradually go down. So that's the second bar. The third bar is going to continue from there. So I could turn this on, and I'm going to manually do this. And here's another thing what's quite cool. These buttons are these knobs are touch sensitive, and you can tell what number these are actually at by just touching them. So these first 8 are these first 8. Well, 9, yeah, 1 to 9. So these correspond to that. If I press knobs again, these now correspond to these end ones. So keep that in mind. So just to be accurate, this is now 16. Yeah, and this is this last one. So if I tap that, I can find out, oh, this is 71. So this is a 71 cut off. So maybe I want this last one, which is going to go into the next bar, maybe I want that to be slightly lower. Maybe I want the cut off to be something like, I don't know, 40. And then maybe I'll say, all right, well, let me finesse this a bit. Maybe I'll finesse it a little bit. Just, oh, I turned it off there. Yeah. Hello. Right. There you go. Oh, hello. Well, that's cool. We got a bug. Let's see. Is it manual bug? Interesting. So we got a bug. All right. I'll report that. So on Bertha, well, anyway, I'll remember that. I'll try and remember that. So all right then. So we've got that cut off. Let's hear it play now. So it's going to play like this. I'll go around it. It'd be nice if it had a follow, but it doesn't. And I could say, yeah, that's all right. But you know what? I think I could even have a bit more cut off. So I'm going to go back. And remember, I'm on this one still, so 45. I'm going to cut this down to 40. Okay, and you know what? I think I'm going to have this kind of come up a bit because it's going to 20 in it. So let's say we'll bring it up. So we'll bring it up again on 17. So we'll add these in. I'll bring it up. All right, and then down. Because why not? So it's going to continue on that one, and then up again. Do you know what? I don't even have to do that. Do you know? Because I'm just going to do something crazy. I'm just going to have it do that, and then I'm going to have it do it from about there. 18. I'm going to have it do something slightly different. Because why not? Right, and then 19, I'm going to have it come down. No, I'll have it do that. But the 20 is the last one, so I do want to make sure that this comes into what I want it to do. So I'm going to make it go there, and then I'll say 40. So make sure that that last one here, 42, right, I'll turn it to 40. And now I'm going to go back to the sequencer. So I'm going to play this, and this is going to do whatever it's doing. And I'm like, yeah, cool. And I'm going to play some music in on top of this. So So I've got that, and I'm like, oh, cool. And then it's going to fade down, and we'll go into it. So, et voila, basically now I've just recorded a load of automation, but I've had precision automation there. Let me just swing back to there. I've got precision automation there. Another thing, while I'm here, this one's gone on slightly longer than I actually wanted it to, but now I might go, oh, well, this is cool. Let me put the loop in. All right, turn the loop off. What I might say to myself is, do you know what? Because that piano, I want that piano to sustain and do a few things. So now, this is doing that, and then I'm on this channel now where the piano is, and I'm going to add some more automation in here by using the MIDI. Bits of sustain, and then I've just realized something what I decided I'm going to do. So I'm going to go right, so that's one note, and I'm going to go back on here, so I'll rewind via that. I can rewind via that. So don't forget, because this is highlighted, I can use the data dial to do it. And so I'm gonna do it here, press shift record, and then pitch bend. Oh, I think I did that too slow. That's better. Let's check that out. Yeah, there you go. All right, so this went on a little bit longer than I wanted, but I thought I showed quite a few bits. So don't forget, the step sequence here is really good. And here's the thing, look at this, the pitch bend. So I can say, well, where was that pitch bend? Where did I do that pitch bend? I know it was somewhere further on. It was like, there it is. I could say, well, maybe I want the precision of that. What would be cool, but admittedly, this is pretty advanced now stuff, would be what Cubase has just added, is if you could do it to a pitch, an actual pitch, so you're not having to use your ear. And you can kind of work it out. If you do the maths, it's like whatever it is, 127, and then you divide it, and it's like, I think it's 7.5 is each note. So if you moved this like 7.5, it would become whatever the note is. Like I said, it's not a maths lesson, but you can do it that way. But anyway, I hope that's been helpful. I hope that's given you some ideas as well. Like I said, all this information's here, all the automation information's here, so you can use the bars. So quick recap, use the clips. Let me go back to the screen. Use the start and end of your loop bracket to show where you are in the information. And then like for example, I want to modulate or do any funky stuff with the piano. I put my loop brace around there, right there. A loop braces around there. I'm on the channel that I want to work with, and then I know that it starts at 21. So I know it's 21 bar 21 to 28. So if I got a step sequencer, if I go bar 1 to 28, if I look on here, it'll tell me all the information what's already in there. So sustain was in there because I did a bit of sustain movement somewhere on here, yeah, there. So maybe I don't want it to sustain as long. Maybe I want it to sustain longer, and you can do that, and you can move about that, and you can actually precision edit the automation using step sequencer. Also, you can use this for fills and drum stuff as well, because it does velocity. So you can actually have stuff going like that on one note and everything like that if you want. So there's and also you can do it for anything on here that can be automated, absolutely anything. So keep that in mind. I hope this has been helpful. I know it was longer than what I normally wanted to do, but it was all useful. And until next time, I'll catch you then. So peace.